Some politicians in France now want to scrap British border checks in Calais. Around 5,000 refugees and migrants live in the camp on the French side of the English Channel. And at the moment, British border control guards have the right to police the border from there instead of here in the UK. But the most senior politician in the region has told this programme the deal should now be scrapped because of our vote to leave the EU, meaning Britain would have to carry out the checks from Dover instead. And the frontrunner to be the next president of France, Alain Juppé, is also in favour of scrapping the deal. Our reporter Catherine Nye has been to France to see what that would mean for the UK.
Les migrants qui sont à Calais ne veulent pas rester à Calais. Ils veulent passer en Angleterre. C'est assez simple. Ce sont les Français qui gèrent, mais les Français en ont marre.
If you quit from the European Union, you don't have any relation with us now. So take your border back. With the refugees now, without refugees.
Calais harbour. A wall of steel to keep refugees and migrants from getting into the port and into Britain. Much of it paid for by the UK government.
This fence is just vast now.
Isn't it? And it goes all the way out here. And there's the gendarmes always sitting waiting, and there's cameras on the...
I first met lorry driver Ewan a year ago. Each time he passed through Calais, he was struggling to keep people off his truck who want to cross the channel. He says open European borders have allowed people from all over the world to pass into Europe and get here. And so he voted leave in the EU referendum.
There is a lot of people who are legitimately working in different countries and that, but they're not the ones that we primarily face. We face the illegal ones, and the various governments in Europe has done very, very little to alleviate that problem.
He hopes the UK will send a message to other European nations who may also opt to leave and put tighter controls on their borders.
If there was tighter controls in other countries, they wouldn't have got this far. I think if the politicians had taken it a bit more seriously, the immigration issue, it wouldn't have got to the stage it's at now.
Some in France, though, have reacted a little differently.
La sortie du Royaume-Uni de l'Union européenne conduisait à un changement du contexte politique.
On the right here is Economy Minister Emmanuel Macron. On the left is Xavier Bertrand, the politician in charge of the Hauts-de-France region, an area larger than Belgium that includes Calais. He beat the Front National's Marine Le Pen to get the job and really wants Britain to take back its border.
S'ils sortent, le camp de migrants sera en Angleterre.
The mayor of Calais, Natasha Bouchard, wants the same. In 2003, the British government negotiated a treaty with France, the Touquet Treaty, meaning that British border police could set up and run immigration checkpoints in Calais, effectively moving the border from Dover to there. It works the other way around as well. But now some people want to change it. So this is a group of representatives from Calais, including Xavier Bertrand and the mayor of Calais, going into the Interior Ministry to talk about the idea of moving the British border from Calais. The Touquet Treaty is a bilateral agreement between the UK and France, and so technically has nothing to do with the EU. But those who want it gone argue the UK's rejection of the EU means France should reject the deal. The idea is also being discussed by those it will affect the most, those living in the jungle in Calais. This camp was demolished earlier in the year, but it's grown again. Around 5,000 people are here at the moment. Hassan Amin is from Afghanistan. He's been following the UK vote to leave the EU and the reaction in France.
French mayor says to UK government to take back your border, but with the refugees. So we are waiting for the decision.
Do you think the mayor of Calais is right?
Yeah, if you quit from the European Union, you don't have any relation with us now. So you must separate, so take your border back. With the refugees now, without refugees.
Would it be better if the border was in the UK?
Yeah, it'd be a good thing. Because we will be in the UK, we will be go to London, to Leeds, to another Birmingham easily. So we need to go to UK because therefore we live in these tents. There is no good system because we are in jungle like animals.
What would you hope if you got to the UK?
I ask for the asylum.
You'd ask for asylum?
Yeah.
Do you think you get it?
I hope. Yeah.
Why did you leave Afghanistan?
Because of some death threats. Yeah, because of my girlfriend, she was Christian. So people says I am converted to Christianity. So my father want to kill me. So he beat me up very hard.
Others in the camp agreed.
I want no border, yeah? No border, same like from Italy to France. I want to same like that.
Although they're very used to changes in immigration rules here, so with hope comes skepticism. Claire Mosley started her own charity in the jungle and has been here a year.
The tents in the camp, you know, there's graffiti saying London, there's graffiti saying London calling back there. People here want to be in the UK. Do you think it is our responsibility to deal with that?
Yes, I do. The people who come here, as you say, come here because they want to go to the UK. Over half of them have family connections to the UK. Other people have other reasons, like the soldiers who worked in Afghanistan for the British Army. This is our problem, this is our share of the problem, if you like. There's millions of refugees in Europe, and lots of other countries have taken lots of them in, and I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. I think the French have done something about it for a long time, and it's about time that we stood up and did something about it.
So if you had to vote, move the border or don't?
Yes.
Move it?
Yeah.
It's going to be quite unpopular with people who voted to leave the EU if the result of that is thousands more refugees and migrants arriving in the UK to be processed by us.
Everyone assumes that there's a direct correlation between people who voted out of the EU and people who aren't keen on immigration. I don't know to what extent that's true.
More people from this camp trying to cross the Channel unaided, though, is not something Claire wants.
The idea of people being stuck in the Channel the way they are in the Mediterranean at the moment is horrifying. That would just be horrendous, and I really, really hope that would never happen.
Less than a week after Brexit, Xavier Bertrand, the politician in charge of the Hauts-de-France region, has this meeting with France's Interior Minister, Bernard Cazeneuve. He's currently not budging on the issue.
C'est pourquoi, mesdames et messieurs, ce travail difficile, mené en commun avec les Britanniques, ces accords respectés, il n'y a aucune raison de les remettre en cause après le vote du peuple britannique.
France's President, François Hollande, has also said the deal will stay in place. But Alain Juppé, a frontrunner for next year's presidential election, has also joined the calls to send the border back to Britain.
Xavier, bonjour. Merci d'avoir parlé avec moi.
Le peuple britannique a décidé de quitter l'Europe. Les Britanniques doivent donc reprendre la gestion de leurs frontières et la gestion du dossier des migrants. Les migrants qui sont à Calais ne veulent pas rester à Calais. Ils veulent passer en Angleterre. Et la réglementation en Angleterre sur le travail des migrants donne le sentiment aux migrants qu'il y a l'Eldorado de l'autre côté du Channel. Ça ne peut plus durer.
The French government clearly doesn't back you on this.
C'est le problème du gouvernement. Mais nous voulons une solution. Alors nous faisons pression, je l'assume. Et si le gouvernement ne peut pas régler ce problème, alors j'en ferai l'un des arguments de la primaire, de la droite et du centre et de la prochaine présidentielle. Quasiment tous les candidats de la droite et du centre ont dit qu'ils soutenaient ma proposition, ma position, de renégocier les accords du Touquet.
Surely this will attract thousands more migrants to cross Europe, come to Calais and try and cross to the UK.
Non, pas du tout.
Pourquoi?
Parce qu'aujourd'hui, les migrants sont bloqués à Calais. Mais la vérité, c'est qu'ils restent à Calais parce qu'ils savent aujourd'hui qu'ils passent quand même de l'autre côté. Et nous n'avons jamais vu un migrant refoulé de Grande-Bretagne vers la France.
So you would just leave people to make their own way across the Channel?
Est-ce que vous connaissez beaucoup de pays où la frontière du pays est gérée dans un autre pays? Ça n'existe pas.
But there's a channel of water between these two countries. It's different. You would be inviting people to cross the Channel and risk their lives.
Soyons sérieux, soyons sérieux. Quand des migrants ont traversé des milliers de kilomètres, qu'ils ont traversé la Méditerranée, ce ne sont pas les 20 kilomètres qui leur posent problème. Alors clairement, je le dis aujourd'hui, il y a des migrants qui passent aujourd'hui, clandestinement. Tout le monde le sait. Tout le monde le sait. Mais pour l'instant, le Royaume-Uni n'a pas fait ce qu'il fallait. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, c'est assez simple. Ce sont les Français qui gèrent. Mais les Français en ont marre.